Ladies and gentlemen, hello to everyone. Greetings to you from your respective positions, wherever you are around the world. This is the international news headline. The world is talking about it because Vladimir Putin wanted it that way. It's a strong message that Vladimir Putin has just sent to all the states that claim to be enemies with Russia, and especially to the European Union, which wants, based on its alliance called NATO. The European Union wants to flex its muscles at Russia. Russia has also decided to flex its muscles. The United Kingdom and Paris have not stated that the two will decide to come together to confront Putin. Aside from the fact that the large Russian warship entered French territory yesterday, April 27, 2025, specifically the French sea area known as the English Channel. Apart from this aspect, Vladimir Putin has just revealed this. The Russian Ministry of Defense first released a video showing North Korean soldiers training, in a way celebrating the definitive clearing of the Kursk region. Obviously, there had been many rumors, etc. Putin had not commented. North Korea also had not commented, or at least both had commented, in the form of saying, but if that is the case, it is in direct line with Article 4 of our pact agreement that binds North Korea with Russia. Since Article 4 in question is the equivalent of Article 5 of the NATO Charter, which states that in the event of a threat or attack on the territory of one of the parties, the others come together for collective defense. Indeed, Vladimir Putin and North Korea have just confirmed the participation of North Korean soldiers in the liberation of the Russian region of Kursk. They were therefore on the front in Kursk, not in Ukraine, but in Kursk, and officially. And based on Article 4 of the pact that binds North Korea with Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, President Vladimir Putin particularly wanted to thank the North Korean soldiers. He said thank you to them. And in this thank you, there is a message, a very strong message, that Putin sent to the European Union. That's what we will talk about right away in this video conference, that I ask you to share as much as possible. Please share. It must be shared. Allow others, our friends in Africa, to receive the good political news. Yes, allow them to receive the information, the pure good information. Because I tell you, if we are not informed as Africans, we cannot decide our own fate. We need to know what is happening with others. So, according to the official information, here is what Putin says. Putin thanks the North Korean military in Kursk. Here is what he says. He says, the Korean friends acted out of solidarity, justice, and sincere camaraderie. You know, Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un toasted together. The two are friends, despite Kim Jong-un's young age. They are inseparable friends. They are inseparable. They are inseparable. He reads this. Putin continues. He says, we greatly appreciate this commitment and express our sincere gratitude to the President of the States, the President of State Affairs, Comrade Kim Jong-un, to all the leaders and the people of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. He continues. It's still Putin speaking. Share the video. The Kremlin boss has spoken. Share. Please give it a lot of likes. Don't forget to subscribe. He says this. We pay tribute to the heroism, the high level of special training, and the dedication of the Korean soldiers who, alongside Russian soldiers, defended our homeland as their own. They fulfilled their duty with honor and bravery. covering themselves with eternal glory. Maranatha, here are the words that sound very bad in the heart of the European Union. Look, what is he saying? He first talks about their heroism. They acted like heroes to liberate the Russian homeland as if it were their own. He continues and says they fulfilled their duty with honor to... The European Union doesn't like to hear that. Yes, he says with honor and bravery, covering themselves with eternal glory. See, this part, they covered themselves with eternal glory. When NATO hears that, it seems like NATO is going to send itself to eternal rest. Since most of the NATO officers who were trapped at Kursk, the undeniable role of the North Korean soldiers was appropriate. And then NATO, for a long time, was denouncing it, saying, no, this is not normal. How is it not normal? You have an agreement whose Article 5 allows you to act collectively, collegially. Do they have Article 4 that allows them to act collegially? So, Vladimir Putin continues. Please share the video. He says, the Russian people will never forget the feat of the Korean Special Forces soldiers. Yes, it was the Korean Special Forces who came to support Vladimir Putin. He says, we will always honor the Korean heroes who gave their lives for Russia. Yes, those who have gone to eternal rest, for our common freedom on an equal footing with their Russian brothers in arms. And he continues, he says, we are convinced that the relations of friendship, good neighborliness, and cooperation between our countries, forged on the battlefield, will continue to develop successfully. Here is the part that still pains NATO. Cooperation will continue to develop successfully because NATO, the Europeans, and the Westerners have always prayed to God to avoid a rapprochement between North Korea and Russia. Then he says, forged on the battlefield will continue to develop successfully and dynamically in all areas. Here is the message that Vladimir Putin had to deliver. Then, the Workers' Party of Korea also confirmed the participation of North Korean soldiers in the liberation of the Kursk region in Russia. In a surprise statement, the Central Military Commission of the North Korean State Party extended its warmest and most heartfelt congratulations to the units and commands of the Korean People's Army for their heroic achievements during the operations to liberate the Kursk region from neo-Nazi occupiers, Ukrainians, and Western forces. Thus, the statement was published on April 28, 2025 by the press organs of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, which references Article 4 of the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Treaty signed between Russia and the DPRK, establishing mutual assistance in the event of aggression against a signatory country. So, here is what North Korea said on its part. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the headline news that I ask you to share as widely as possible. As widely as possible, please. I will be back shortly with more news. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.